the rain still moving through the area, but the northbound side of the tri-state pretty heavy right now. This is from the Stevenson to just before Ogden. Cleanup of an earlier crash. Everything's off on the shoulder, but still very heavy through that stretch. Once you make it past that point, heavy again from 88 up to a little past the Eisenhower. Your southbound side, heavy spots go from the Irving Park Toll Plaza down to Ogden, again from the Hinsdale Oasis to 95th, and finally from I-80 down to 8094. On the Veterans Memorial Tollway, that's 355 going southbound. Things are still jammed up from Roosevelt down to 88. Cleanup of an earlier crash here as well, off on the left shoulder. Your northbound side moving better, but still tight between Butterfield and Roosevelt. Taking a look at Northwest Indiana, 8094, your westbound side, heavy spots go from I-65 all the way to the Tri-State. Eastbound, some slow spots between Bishop Fort and Kennedy Avenue. On I-94 on your eastbound side, trouble just before the Indiana Toll Road over to State Road 49 in Portage. This is a crash. Everything went off in that right ditch, so crews off on the shoulder, but still pretty heavy through that stretch. Your next Chevy report coming up at 4:08 on Radio 105.9 WBBM.
All right, Mike, thanks for that report. As far as the weather goes, we do have a tornado watch until 9 p.m. We're kind of in a break between the rainstorms from before and another system that's coming in from the west. Folks in Rock are experiencing it right now. We've got cloudy skies, 73 degrees at 3:59.
Featuring the news that matters and breaking news at any time. This is Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Coming up in the next half hour on News Radio WBBM, we're in the calm before another storm with another band of severe weather coming into Chicago. We're going to talk with AccuWeather to get a better idea of what to expect.
A cross burning in Grant Park gets attention from City Council.
I'm saddened by this.
I'm political editor Jeff Buckles at City Hall.
Plus, President Trump calls off planned strikes on Iran, signaling a deal is close. In sports, Sox lead Colorado, and the Cubs host the Braves on the road.
I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg. Wall Street surging higher on hopeful words from President Trump about the war in Iran. The Dow today shooting up 930 points. The Nasdaq up 640. The S&P up 127.
From ABC News, I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. The 3-month-long war with Iran and recent escalations despite a ceasefire gave way to a permanent deal. President Trump says leaders have approved final terms on a peace agreement and says he's calling off tonight's scheduled strikes against Iran. ABC's Stephen Portman has more.
What we heard the president say is that he's just spoken to the Prime Minister of Israel, to Qatar, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, soon talk about Turkey. He said that the Strait of Hormuz will be open international engaged in what had been secret missions to take ships, oil tankers out of the Strait of Hormuz, transiting them through to the global marketplace.
A source with knowledge of the negotiations tells ABC News the deal is very close as mediators hit some breakthroughs. On the heels of this week's inflation report showing consumer prices are at a 3-year high, the producer price index shows wholesale prices jumped 6.5% in May from the previous year. President Trump has nominated former SEC Chair Jay Clayton to be the next Director of National Intelligence. Current acting director Bill Pulte has received bipartisan backlash, including House and Senate lawmakers rejecting measures to extend FISA's wiretap tool to monitor foreign threats. Democratic Senator Adam Schiff on Clayton's nomination.
It doesn't solve the Pulte problem, doesn't solve the 702 problem, simply naming Jay Clayton, but I'm sure that Clayton will eventually be given fair consideration.
FISA 702 expires tomorrow. Celebrations in New York City over the New York Knicks' Game 4 win against the San Antonio Spurs last night led to unrest outside Madison Square Garden. NYPD says they arrested more than 50 people. Game 5 is Saturday. And the FIFA World Cup kicked off today with Mexico taking on South Africa in the first match in Mexico City. It all leads up to tomorrow night's match in Los Angeles between the U.S. and Paraguay. The U.S., Mexico, and Canada are hosting the World Cup. You're listening to ABC News.
If you look at online reviews for most roofing companies, it isn't pretty. Problems like missed appointments, lack of follow-up, and sloppy workmanship are unfortunately common complaints. Hey, it's Eric. That's not the case when you hire Rogers Roofing. In fact, they make 3 promises to all of their customers. First, they'll respect your time by being on time for appointments, promptly following up, and doing what they say they'll do. Second, you get a perfect roof installed by their highly skilled roofing crews. And finally, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. No other roofing company can offer you a longer, more comprehensive warranty. Over-the-top customer customer service, a perfect installation, and a 50-year leak-free guarantee. It's easy to see why Rogers has so many 5-star reviews and why they're different from every roofing company in town. Right now, get $500 off a new roof and no interest financing until 2031. Set up your free 21-point roof inspection, 872-224-4345, or online at rogersroofing.com.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
It is 4:03. It is Thursday, the 11th day of June. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Lisa Fielding. We're in for another stormy afternoon and evening. 76 degrees right now, cloudy skies. We're keeping an eye on another severe weather system potentially moving through the Chicago area in the next couple hours. With more on the storms, here's AccuWeather meteorologist Carrie Schwindenhammer.
Yeah, right now we're in a bit of a break in the action. We had that first cluster move on through. It significantly weakened since then as it's been moving across northwest Indiana. Still a little lightning with it, but for the most part it's a downpour producer and locally gusty wind producer at this point. Cluster of thunderstorms stretching from central and southern, especially Wisconsin, into eastern Iowa, northwestern Illinois, continues to slowly push eastward. A lot of the activity is trending more northeastward, so it's going to take its time to get here, eventually moving into the area probably over the next couple of hours. But I think we're in a little bit of a break here where not much is going to happen. One of the main impacts here, of course, is going to be the potential for some flooding downpours. A fair amount of lightning still with this cluster, and there certainly could be some strong damaging wind gusts, maybe an isolated tornado as well. And some large hail possible. But again, it's looking like this is going to take its time as it moves eastward. And the threat for tornadoes, not out of the question, but perhaps a little bit smaller than it might have been a couple of hours ago. Back to you.
All right, Carrie, thanks so much. We'll be talking to AccuWeather throughout this afternoon as that next round moves in. Meantime, comment says 2,000 crews still working to restore electricity after yesterday's storms. More crews coming in from across the country now. As it stands, there are about 4,600 active outages still across Chicago and its surrounding suburbs, affecting about 129,000 residents. Shannon Harvey is the city clerk for Southwest Suburban Palos Heights, which had many downed trees and lots of electricity.
We're just asking neighbors to continue to help each other and to check in on their neighbors so we can make sure that everyone's being taken care of.
Comment says some area homes and businesses won't have their power restored until late Saturday night or even later. As far as residents in northwest Indiana, NIPSCO says about 4,200 customers there are affected. Well, the southern suburbs are just one of the major areas affected by power loss, specifically the Markham Courthouse. It had to alter its operations due to the outage. The building is closed for the day. Some cases were shifted to the Bridgeview Courthouse or were deferred to a different day. No word on when the Markham Courthouse will be up and running again. The Chicago alderman whose ward includes the area of Grant Park, where people saw a man burning a wooden cross, says he wants answers about the incident. It comes as Mayor Johnson's choice for a key civil rights post talks about what happened as well. Here's WBBM political editor Jeff Buckles.
We need answers.
Southside Alderman Lamont Robinson says he's heard from his neighbors and people all over the city following Tuesday afternoon's discovery.
Why was this done in Chicago's front yard?
Witnesses tell police they saw a man set up a cross at the south end of the park, set it on fire, and take off.
People are alarmed, but hate crime, hate crime.
Kenneth Gunn is Mayor Brandon Johnson's pick to lead the Chicago Commission on Human Relations. He talked about the situation during his confirmation hearing before a city council committee.
At the commission, of course, we have to look at it through a legal lens. Does it fit the parameters of a hate crime?
Gunn says because no specific victim has been identified, it's not technically a hate crime. At this point, he calls it a hate incident that needs to be addressed. Think police are doing enough right now?
I absolutely think that the police are doing enough.
And Alderman Robinson says police have his full support. We're at City Hall. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
Police say they've made no arrests. We've posted security camera images of someone police want to talk to about the incident on our website, WBBMNewsRadio.com. Officials in Montgomery, Oswego, and Yorkville have broken ground on the nearly $400 million Water Link project.
The groundbreaking follows an 11-year effort to bring Lake Michigan water to the growing west suburban communities. The 30-mile pipeline, when completed, will end their reliance on a local aquifer that could be depleted by 2050, potentially affecting nearly 90,000 families. While residents are expected to see water rates roughly double, local leaders and some residents agree the investment is necessary to ensure a long-term supply of clean drinking water. The new system is scheduled to begin service in 2028. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
It is 4:08 now. Time to check in on the roads. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. Watching the roads this afternoon, Mike Allison.
Well, we have a new trouble spot here. The inbound side of the Dan Ryan getting pretty heavy from 31st to just past Canal Port. We have a new stall. Your 2 left lanes now blocked with crews just arriving to the scene. 27 minutes to make it downtown. If you're headed outbound, even heavier. This goes the whole way out to the split. It's a 42-minute trip to make it out. Back over on the Edens coming inbound. Heavy spots go from the spur ramp the whole way to the junction. 45 in from Lake Cook, just 15 on your outbound side. The Kennedy inbound, heavy spots run from Cumberland down to a little past the Wintrust mural near North Avenue. An hour and 10 minutes to make it in from O'Hare, 33 in from the junction. Outbound, slightly better. It's a 38-minute trip to Montrose, but just 56 minutes now to get out to the airport. I-90 still moving well either way. On the an hour and 12 in from I-90, an hour and 10 if you're heading outbound. On the Stevenson inbound, some heavy spots between 355 and Kedzie, 55 minutes to make it in from the Veterans. Your outbound side, it is solid. This is from the Dan Ryan to Central, and from First Avenue over to Cass. 57 minutes just to get to the Tri-State, an hour and 12 to make it to 355. Metro wants to remind you to avoid delays like these in the future. You can always take the Heritage Corridor line. There's a stop in Lamont that you can utilize. Looking at 57, not too bad either way. The Bishop Ford also holding in just fine. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive, it's pretty heavy right now throughout the Grant Park area, and then you are heavy again as you're approaching that stoplight at Chicago Avenue. From the Metro Traffic Center, your next reports at 4:18 on News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
All right, Mike, thanks so much. We're watching the weather today as we did yesterday. We're kind of in a break between 2 storms. Another one kind of brewing, heading our way. In the Rockford area right now, we've got cloudy skies, 76 degrees. Thunderstorms reported at the Lewis Airport. We're at 73. We do have a tornado watch until 9 p.m. It's 4:10.
Grandma, these pierogies are delicious.
Oh, thanks you.
I'm not done.
Sorry.
Why are you wearing your best babushka?
We go First American Bank, so Grandma proves she no robot.
What?
Francis Lakumskis tell me banks now use fakey smartness to know you real.
Oh, you mean artificial intelligence?
Yeah.
Grandma, AI is a tool banks use. First American knows you're real.
Well, Francis Lakumskis tell me to get best loan for new kitchen, Grandma need proof she real grandma.
No, Grandma, you applied for a First American Bank home equity loan because First American has the best loan deals in town.
Yeah.
Remember we spoke with the First American Bank specialist about the loan?
Maybe she a robot.
No, First American is famous for incredible real live personal service.
Pinch me anyway, show I real grandma.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, that no pinch. This a pinch.
Ow!
Good to know you real, Junior.
First American Bank, the bank that does more for your money. Visit firstandbank.com or call us at 847-952-3700. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It is 4:11, a longtime Chicago soccer bar in West Town getting ready to host excited soccer fans on the opening day of the World Cup.
When we stopped by Cleo's Bar in West Town for the last World Cup in 2022, fans said it was the place to be for watch parties in Chicago.
You just ride the momentum. It's like being at the game without being there, actually.
Managing partner Scott Florsheimer says the bar has built up a pretty good reputation among Chicago soccer fans, and it mostly comes down to the experience the bar provides, especially during the World Cup.
We have a lot of staff meetings. We make sure all of our TVs are locked and loaded perfect. We go through all of possible ordering, what we need as far as specialty beers, liquors, wines. We design new food menus. And the biggest thing is we hire extra staff to make sure we can give people the experience they want.
Cleo's opened nearly 17 years ago, so it has a few World Cups under its belt at this point. But Florsheimer says a summer World Cup is particularly exciting because it means fans can enjoy the bar's large patio.
We hold about 100 people inside and about 150 people outside at our beer garden. So to have the experience to be outside or inside, there's nothing like it.
He says ultimately, he wants people to have the best viewing experience possible with
experience for the soccer clientele that we're most proud of, that I believe we
Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Des Plaines police opening a death investigation after a 61-year-old man was found in Lake Opeka last night. When investigators arrived, they found people in the park trying to help him. First responders attempted CPR, but were not able to. He died at the scene. He was later identified as 61-year-old Jorge Ramirez Contreras. At the time, the investigators say they don't suspect any foul play so far. 2 drivers were injured in a head-on crash in a construction zone in Woodstock. The Fire and Rescue District responded to a 3-car crash at Route 47 and 176. A preliminary investigation found that the cars crashed head-on before one of the vehicles continued off the road, striking the other parked off the road. Both drivers were treated for minor injuries. As for the 3rd car, it was vacant at the time of the crash. Well, we've got the calm in between the storm. We're even seeing some peaks of sun downtown, but we're watching a big glob, a new storm heading our way. We're going to check in live with AccuWeather and tell you when we can expect the next severe weather round to move on in. It's 4:13.
Showering, making breakfast, checking emails. No matter how you get your day started, News Radio 105.9 WBBM on your smart speaker keeps you in the know. Just tell your smart speaker.
What's up, everybody? 4:13 p.m. We'll see how bad it gets. They say it's supposed to be another storm. I don't know. It seems to be clearing up a little bit. It's June 11th, 2026. You're watching SubX.News on the spot reporting. We're in Streeterville right now. We're along the lakefront. We're going northbound. You're looking at Lakeshore Drive right there. That's Lakeshore Drive. And I don't know where we're gonna go today. We're trying to listen to the radio call, see what's going on, see how bad the storms get again. They were pretty bad yesterday. I didn't double check what happened in my neighborhood. I was up all night. I didn't go to sleep till about 10, I think, today in the morning. So I did all my reporting last night, and then I had to do all my writing and pictures and video editing. So I didn't get, so I was up till 10 o'clock today. So was my schedule. So then I slept till I think 2:30. So I haven't been able to check what, usually I was going to go on my bicycle this morning and check if they did any cleaning at about 9 o'clock today. This morning I was just a little tired, and I'm like, you know what, I needed to do one more video edit, some more video editing. Like a montage video, so I didn't get out. Then I just lay down and went to sleep. It's like, yeah, that's enough. Then the time is running out, right? I have to start going out. So if I'm going, it was around 9 o'clock, and I was thinking, all right, 3. I usually leave the house around 3 o'clock. So if I'm going to sleep at 9, that only gives me 6 hours of sleep, which ain't that bad. But then I went to sleep at 10, so that gave me 5 hours of sleep. Plus it's hot, so it is what it is. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do when you gotta do it. That's all. There ain't no excuse to it. And maybe that's part of what I want to talk about today. I put up the I put up the yellow is not blue cartoon the other day, and I got not too many. I got a few right wingers and MAGAs. I don't know, a few retiree cops. Not too many. And they're talking about this or that. You don't know what it is to be a cop. You don't know this, you know this. And I said, well, first of all, I'm 58. So you're saying I never had a job? I never knew what it is to have a job? But you don't know what a cop is. I said, well, I am a teacher. I was a business agent. I am a reporter. I did work in a factory. I worked in construction sites. So what's the difference? Well, they have and they start making all these excuses, and I'm like, look. So you're telling me that there's a guy with a gun and a badge that might be second guessing something when he comes to do something. Yeah, I don't think I want that guy or that girl. I want a guy that comes to the scene, whatever scene it is, to be a super professional. And there's danger, protect whatever's happening, including the person whatever's happening to, right? I get it. If you gotta shoot a guy because it's dangerous, then you do that. But you don't want to be shooting the wrong person. You don't want to be endangering other people, right? That's what we want as a police, right? And we want the cops to do their jobs, to go get the bad guys, right? I don't need you doing tickets and doing whatever you're doing. I don't even want you doing the teen trend stuff. That's just a waste of cop time. All those teen trends. Let the counselors go there. I got an idea for the teen trends. Somebody write this up. We're going to write up an article. Well, this will be in tomorrow's article, right? Instead of sending cops to the teen trends, why don't we send the teachers union? That's my idea. The teachers union is the one that says don't demonize the children. The children are blah blah blah, right? Isn't that where that comes from? Isn't that what Brandon Johnson said? So every time there's a teen trend, I want Brandon Johnson to be there in the front. I don't want no police officers, because police officers cause trauma. They're trauma. And I want all the teachers union people, all the psychiatrists, all the social workers, they should be there to be with those teens. What do you guys think? Do we vote on that one? What do you guys think? Is that a good idea? Let's make a proposal. Let's make like an amendment or something. Can we make an amendment or a law? Say, look, no more police to teen trends. None. We're not going to send any police to teen trends anymore. None. The only people that can go to teen trends is the mayor, teachers, social workers, and psychiatrists. That's it. Let's make it like a sanctuary city. You know how they have the sanctuary city law where they can't tell the feds or tell other agencies that they have criminal killers running around loose on the sidewalk? You know, they're still hiding those people, right? They're still hiding those criminal aliens. Sure they are. So, why don't we make a law? The Teen Trend Sanctuary. This is going to be the law. I'm going to write it up over the weekend. The Teen Trend Sanctuary. No police will be used at any time for teen trends. The only person that can actually manage and work with the teen trends is, first, the mayor has to be on every teen trend. He must be. Whenever there's a teen trend, the mayor has to be there. It's an obligation of the mayor since he's a teacher. Since he's a teacher organizer. And he's right? That's what we're going to say. Since the mayor is the teacher, and he says he's an organizer, he must be at every teen trend. He's now obligated. We're going to make that the first rule. The second rule is going to be no police shall be used at any teen trend, because they're teenagers. They're having a trend. We don't want to demonize them, right? As I'm talking, I'm going to write this tonight, right? That's why I'm talking like this. So then my transcript will make this, right? Tomorrow I'll have the Otter AI work on this for me. All right. So 2, no press. The only people that can work with the teen trends at the teen trends, since police are going to be prohibited from being at all teen trends at all. Anytime there's more than 3 teens together, police will be prohibited from interacting with them. That's the third line. Then we're going to say who can, right? The only people that can interact with teen trends will be Chicago Teachers Union members, Teachers Union staff and the president, Stacey Davis Gates and Jackson Potter. The only other people that can work and integrate with teen trends will be social workers, psychiatrists, teachers, psychologists, sociologists, crime interventionists, and all, period. And there shall be no weapons. There shall be no offensive mechanisms at all allowed at no teen trend. No one will be allowed to bring any type of materials or objects that can be thought of as traumatizing by the teens. In fact, people who show up at the teen trends have to wear shorts and sleeveless shirts to show that they are unarmed and mean no harm to the teens. Period. Teen Trend Sanctuary City. That's what we're going to call it. There you go. I just made a law. Now we got to pass it. What do you guys think? The Teen Trend Sanctuary. That's what we're going to do. We're going to create that. We don't want to traumatize these teens anymore, right? I think that's a good rule. Why waste our police officers at those places when they don't arrest them and when they watch them do their thing? It's kind of silly, right? And then we got the crime going on in the rest of the town, right? That's what we're going to do. What do you guys think? The Teen Trend Sanctuary. There you go. What's up, Marietta? Alrighty, what are we doing here?
Of the
I invented something. There we go.
This coming Monday this year, there's 3 Chicago nominees vying for a James Beard Restaurant and Chef Award, narrowed down from 23 semifinals. Bailey Sullivan of Monteverde up for an award in the emerging chef category. Norman Fenton of Carino joins Jacob Potashnik of Feld in the best chef Great Lakes category. The winners will be announced starting at 6 p.m. at the Lyric Opera in Chicago on Monday. Stocks surge. The numbers coming up next.
For many of us, it's happening. Your hair is thinning. Your crown's
See, these are the things we need to do as citizens. When they're jacking us, when these politicians are jacking them, this is coming straight out of the cops' comments about my yellow is not blue cartoon. And you, if you are afraid to lose your job, that's the first thing. The first question of any cop questionnaire is, are you afraid to lose your job? If it's yes, you don't get to be a cop. Kick them out. Kick them out. Kick them out. You don't want a second guesser. I'm telling you. It's like what I say. I don't know if I put it on Facebook. Would you want a firefighter saying, nah, I don't know. I'm afraid of fires. I'm kind of afraid. Do you want a doctor that says, I'm afraid of blood? Do you want a pilot that says, yeah, I'm kind of afraid of heights? I don't know. I think we're climbing too high and it's too windy and I don't like clouds. And you're a pilot? You kind of get where I'm going with this? Who are they hiring as cops? What kind of a cop do we have that says, I don't want to lose my job? What? Imagine a soldier like that. Imagine that. Imagine a soldier on the front line when our country's being attacked by some maniac, whatever they are coming, and the soldiers say, well, I really, there's conscientious objectors. I guess we can have those in the police department, maybe? I don't know. Can you? I don't think so. I don't think I want that. And then the guy says, well, I don't really want to fire the gun. I don't really want to do this. I guess we'll have, you know what? Maybe that's what we do. Maybe that's the second law I'm going to make today. We're going to have conscientious objector police officers. How about that? Maybe. So, man, I'm inventing laws today, right? We're going to have the conscientious objector police department, sanctuary city, something. We'll have to invent some names. I'm just being silly right now, but think about it. That's what we're dealing with in our life, right? And people haven't realized it because these people are now embedded in our systems. Remember, Lightfoot started this stuff. So this ain't just Brandon Johnson. Some of this stuff started under Rahm, too. Stuff started under what? Obama. The executive orders all started under Obama. All these executive orders, they all started under Obama, most of them. Some of them started under Clinton. So you see, we see these things that are going, and now we're 20, 30 years into these laws and into these rules. And the Sanctuary City law came from Harold Washington. Now, it wasn't meant to do what it's doing, I don't think. Oh, man, I don't think I can squeeze. We're going to go straight. I don't think I can squeeze there. That's a little tight squeeze there. Can I get where I'm going with this? See that guy? He's a little mental there. He's messing with people as people walk around in the stores. He's mentally ill and he's on drugs, right? And he's walking around here, right? And where's the cops at? Where's the police at? They're nowhere to be found. Oh, where's the radio at? We gotta turn on the radio. That's what we gotta do. Mode. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be talking and jibber jabbering, right? But that's what we need to start doing. We need to look at these laws. We need to look at these rules. Look at the ones that are completely absurd. Man, look at that, man. You got a bunch of people here again. All right, let's giggle, man. They're packed over here. Man, it's a party today, huh? Wow. Man, you got a bunch of zombies there, right? Look at that. See the zombies there? Those are zombies, right? That's wild, ain't it? That was a little wild there, man. That was like, whoa, there was a lot of people there. That was a lot of people there. That was a lot.
Alright, take 090.
That was a lot of people there.
09016.
There's a lot of people there, Marietta. There's a party there at the 7-Eleven. So, I mean, that's what we gotta start thinking about. And then this is what I keep saying. You think unelecting Brandon Johnson is gonna save the day? I don't think so, man. Nah, that's not gonna happen. Not about the police department. So what? You're gonna get rid of Brandon Johnson? You got hundreds of officers in there that are used to his policies. You're not just gonna redo them, retrain them. You're gonna fire all the police officers? It takes a couple of years to train them up. You got where I'm going with this? Do you understand where I'm going with this, right? And I'm not trying to be a defeatist here, saying, oh, everything's bad, Chicken Little, the sky fell. I'm just saying that this whole idea of we're going to get rid of Brandon Johnson and everything's going to be great, that's a lie. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if I can show you this video here, man. There's some porno here on the downtown. You'll see it right there. That's porn. I think that's porn, isn't it? Watch. There you go, man. She's like half porno there, right? Oh, you want to see it? What's that? Don't we have things like indecent dress in downtown? What do you think? You think somebody should be walking around like that in our downtown? See that there? See that? Uh-oh, I guess so. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm getting old. I don't know. That's a little weird looking to walk around downtown Chicago. I guess. I don't know. To each his own. I don't know. Freedom of whatever. Is that freedom of dressing? I guess. And I was kind of... I'm looking at that going, what the hell is that? But whatever. It is what it is. That's just... I don't know. Am I getting old, everybody? What's going on with me? I'm like, what the hell was that? I can't even explain that one there, and that was a little wild for me there. All right, that's just in the news. Let's go back to our regular scheduled programming. Holy cow! Alrighty, let's move on. All right, where's the news at?
Severe storms are forecast to pummel Chicagoland again this evening. We're going to check in with AccuWeather to see when and where to expect it.
This is Terry Kessler in southwest suburban Palos Heights. ComEd says crews are working around the clock to get the power back on, even as more severe weather rolls in.
And new Illinois law aimed at giving terminally ill people the option to take their own lives with the help of a doctor now faces a lawsuit before it even took effect. Plus, a peace deal between the U.S. and Iran could be taking shape. President Trump calling off planned strikes tonight. In sports, the Sox host Atlanta and the Cubs taking on the
Sal, you like that midget stuff, man. Hey, midget. Me and you, we're going to do midget only. We're going to do only a midget only Facebook page. I bet you we get 1 million hits in 1 week. I bet you. Midget love. You just name it Midget Love. I bet you we get 1 million viewers in 1 week. And if somebody steals my idea and makes $1 million, you better cut me some money, man. Because that's my idea, midget love.
It's on the way.
The new genre, midget love.
We can expect and
only on Facebook.
Round 2 is AccuWeather meteorologist Carrie Schwindenhammer.
Oh, I love you guys. You're the best.
This cluster of showers
midget love. See?
Mostly
even Marietta loves it because, yeah, I'll watch that show, Midget Love. I love you, Marietta. All right, let's listen to the news before we get too goofy, all right?
The main reason for that is with the rate that's falling, the atmosphere could stabilize.
Let's get serious. Let's see some drug addicts and criminals, some mayhem. How about that? Let's get serious. We can't be doing this midget stuff all day. Who got me on this midget stuff again? That was you, Sal, ain't it?
Probably at least an hour and a half away from any of those cells.
Think about this. People are probably tuning in and say, what the hell? We got Matt and Alette. Or is that Robert? Sorry. I'll talk to Chicago Stolen Car Directive. Maybe Matt will want to
And when that line
co-create a midget love page. We'll see.
And maybe a tornado.
You got me on this midget stuff now, Sal. It's your
we're in
fault.
a little bit of a break in the action right now, and I think it's probably going to stay this way at least in the city itself for the next hour or hour and a half or so before the storms start to work their way a little bit closer to the area. Back to you.
All right, Kerry, thanks so much. We're going to check in with AccuWeather coming up again in about 5 to 6 minutes. Well, crews are still working to get electrical power back after yesterday's storms. As it stands, there's roughly 4,600 ComEd outages across the suburbs. NIPSCO reports 4,200 customers in northwest Indiana still in the dark. WBBM's Terry Keshner has the story from the southwest suburbs.
Commonwealth Edison says more than 2,000 field crews have been working to restore power throughout the area, with more crews coming on board as more than 450,000 homes and businesses have been affected by the storms. But it's going to be a while before everyone has the lights back on. ComEd Executive Vice President and Chief Operations Officer David Perez.
We will continue to work day and night to make sure that we restore all our customers as soon as possible. Right now, our global estimated time of restoration for 80% of the customers that are still without power is by Saturday at 11 p.m.
And the Saturday night goal was made before more storms were hitting the area. Meanwhile, across Palos Heights and in many other places, neighbors have been picking up tree branches, sharing stories of the storm, and helping each other. In southwest suburban Palos Heights, Terry Keshner, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
434 in other news today, advocates for disabled people are going to federal court to challenge Illinois' new law that gives terminally ill people the ability to end their lives with a doctor's help.
This lawsuit challenges what's known as Deb's Law. Governor Pritzker signed it back in December. It's been filed on behalf of 2 Illinois women who say they're concerned the law removes protections provided by the Americans with Disabilities Act. The law requires 2 doctors to sign off on a diagnosis that a terminally ill person has fewer than 6 months to live and therefore can have access to a lethal dose of drugs. The lawsuit claims Deb's Law removes a doctor's primary objective to do no harm and will increase pressure on patients to make sure their doctors aren't trying to pressure them into agreeing to prematurely end their lives. Illinois' law is set to take effect in September. 12 other states and the District of Columbia already allow the practice. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
And late this afternoon, advocates for Deb's Law issued a statement saying in part that the kinds of abuses suggested in the lawsuit have, quoting now, simply not happened. We've asked the governor's office now for a response. 2 firefighters and 2 civilians were injured in an extra alarm fire in an apartment building in the back of the Yards neighborhood today.
Firefighters arrived at the scene, the 4500 block of South Laughlin, at about 5 a.m. A 2.5-story wood frame building was on fire, according to CFD District Chief Scott Sewell.
Initial crews reporting on the scene had heavy fire showing from 4508 South Laughlin with communications to buildings on either side. Right? Crews quickly started protecting the exposure buildings on either side while also fighting the fire in the main fire building.
It was quickly escalated to a 211, he said, bringing about 100 firefighters. Schwalik said everyone had self-evacuated before firefighters arrived. The main fire building was heavily damaged. The others were saved. 14 residents were displaced. The cause is under investigation. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Around the world now, President Trump signaling yet again that a peace deal with Iran is close. He also backed off launching any planned strikes that were originally scheduled for tonight in Iran. Here's the latest from ABC's Stephen Portnoy.
What we heard the president say is that he's just spoken to the Prime Minister of Israel, the heads of Qatar, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, will soon be talking to Turkey. He said the Strait of Hormuz will be open. He mentioned that the U.S. has been engaged in what had been secret missions to take ships, oil tankers, out of the Strait of Hormuz, transiting them through to the global marketplace.
A source says the deal is very close as mediators have hit some breakthroughs. 436 coming up in a minute. Low gas prices, traffic, and weather together.
Chicagoland, if you're ready.
There we go. All right. Let's do some radio calls, see what's going on, see what kind of crime is happening. Maybe we'll go watch a nice sunset or something and relax. Take a nap somewhere, right? There's heavy drug use now happening downtown here. There's a lot of people. I'm thinking of maybe going north. I don't know. I haven't been south for a little while, so maybe we'll head south. I don't know.
83, Frank.
Let me watch the
Have
drug
an
use
number
here, right?
for taxi red line.
There you go, right?
That's 09132. 09132.
Maybe we'll head south. I don't know. We'll see. Let me throw some radio calls on, see what's going on, right? Ready to go into the dark pit, the tunnels of the city, right?
08709.
7384 Adam.
84 Adam.
Number 96, the red line on the north end.
North end is 08711. 08711.
3838, Eddie.
They're doing drugs right there, right?
Go at the red line, please.
Alright, take 08744. 08744.
391 Charlie.
91 Charlie.
Grant, can I have an event number for 35th Street Red for the White Sox scene?
Alright, that's 08800. 08800. 7394 boy.
394 boy, can I get another 7331?
7331. Alright, that's 08849. Okay, that's repeat that number 08495. 08495.
Check. Logan Square, Blue Line.
That's 08878. 08878. 4714.
So that's they are they're out for Richfield.
They're on the event ring.
I'll be switching over. Bus number 8526 is going west on 79th.
Sure, that's 08888. 08888.
83 David.
83 David.
Can I have me and 83 Charlie, 69 on the red?
Alright, for 69 on the red, it's 08890. 08890.
7383 George.
A bunch of dudes sitting right there.
Get a number for Clark and Lake.
That's 08896. 08896.
8383 Henry.
8300.
Give in for Chicago Rilla.
08900. 08900.
383 David.
83 David.
83 Charlie, can we get out 56 on the red line?
Alright, take 09176. 09176. Take 08925. 08925.
362.
7362.
Got a number for Roosevelt on that.
Take 08929. 08929.
So now,
Take 09177. 09177. 08936.
so take a look as we drive by. There's less tents, cause why? Let's keep a track of this. There's less tents right now. Let's keep a track if more tents come next month. Looks like there's less tents.
DK's calling it in. Got a male black wearing black red joggers. He's carrying a book bag. He's being aggressive and begging. I got nothing further.
So let's watch this next month and see if more tents come in the beginning of the month again, right?
Okay, 10 o'clock.
Alright. You notice there's less tents now. It's the 11th of the month. It's the second week. You see that there? Let's track that, right?
Westbound, bus number 817 Adam.
9016.
Friday, right?
Alright, take 09194, 9124.
Low up, please.
It's 09052, 09052.
Second week of the month, and it seems like there's less tents. Why is that? No money left? 4:40 p.m., June 11th, 2026, South Water Street.
Charlie.
Number for Howard, red line, please.
Alright, 09064, 09064.
383 George.
883 George.
Number for takeover.
Upper is 09069, 09069.
83 Henry.
83 Henry.
Chicago Road.
Alright, take 09200, 09200. Police helicopter base. 83 item. 83 item. Units to 19. Units number 5 in the moving red. On 51st Street in California. 09203. 09203. Near the funeral home in the alley, about 10 people. Zone 2 clear. Zone 13 clear. 83 Frank. 83 Frank. 3326.
Advised at about 5612 on New England, a tree fell just about an hour ago, and it took down a power line, and now you got a live power line in the street. So the tree is blocking most of the road. It's blocking the entire roadway.
Some train is blocking the road.
12 north or south New England?
South. 56, about 12 south New England.
Okay, we'll call it in. They're on the event 3.
Okay.
We got some train just busted a power line. Did you hear that?
Please commit me, 83 Charlie, click it up.
83 Ida. 83 Ida. Number 55 in Division Red. Take 09203. 09203.
326.
3326.
He advised at about 5612 on New England, a tree fell just about an hour ago, and it took down a power line, and now you got a live power line in the street. So the tree is blocking most of the road. It's blocking the entire roadway.
Alright, is that 5612 north or south New England?
South, 56, about 12 south New England.
Okay, we'll call it in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Live power line taken down by a tree that's blocking the whole road. 5612 South New England.
383 boy.
83 boy.
Number 39 red line check.
Take 09225. 09225.
There we go. We got sunshine, everybody. I could play some nice music. I got a perfect song to play right now, but I can't. Man, it's like off-roading up here.
It's 09225. 09225.
There you go. You got sunshine, huh? Maybe we'll see if they're doing any predatory towing. What do you guys think, right?
Adam. 83 Adam.
That number, platform check, 95th red line, upper.
Alright, it's 08936. 08936.
3 Frank.
83 Frank.
That number for Jackson red line.
Alright, that's 08970. 08970. Hi, to the Mass Trans unit, getting a disturbance over the red line at Randolph. Randolph red line. CTA is calling it in. In a male black wearing black red joggers. He's carrying a book bag. He's being aggressive and begging. I got nothing for that.
7350.
7350.
I don't have anybody at the Randolph today.
Okay, 10 o'clock.
387 Adam.
87 Adam.
What, can you show me riding the bus, 79th and cents, going westbound, bus number 8151.
Alright, take 3 frames. 83 frames.
Aggressive panhandler, CTA, Randolph. There ain't nobody to send.
That's 08970. 08970. Hi, to the Mass Trans unit, getting a disturbance over the red line at Randolph. Randolph red line. CTA is calling it in. In a male black wearing black red joggers. He's carrying a book bag. He's being aggressive and begging. I got nothing for that.
7350.
7350.
I don't have anybody at the Randolph today.
Okay, 10 o'clock.
387 Adam.
73884.
What,
8884.
riding the bus.
Riding train 7163 from Logan to Jeff College.
Westbound, bus number 8151.
Alright, take 09061. 09061. 09261. 83 Adam.
Thank you. 95th Street, platform check. Lower, please.
It's 09052. 09052.
7323.
7323.
Put me on a concert of Wrigley, please.
Sure, telephone.
387 Charlie.
387 Charlie.
Number for Howard Redline, please.
Alright, 09064. 09064.
383 George.
83 George.
Number for Sergeant A. Cover.
Upper is 09069. 09069.
4714.
4714.
Play Wrigley Field for cancer.
10 o'clock.
7323.
Helicopter. 738 Ready.
Swan check, red line at Roosevelt, please.
Units in 19. Units in 9. Take 097. 51st Street in California. Multiple people fighting. Multiple calls coming in. They're near the. Units in 19. Units in 9. In a citywide. We have a battery in progress on 51st Street in California. Multiple people fighting. Multiple calls coming in. They're near the funeral home in the alley. About 10 people.
Multiple people fighting. 51st in California behind a funeral home.
83 Frank.
Have an event number for Jackson Red Light.
That's 09132. 09132.
7331.
7331.
You put myself and 28 down.
The wind is starting. You see that there? See the wind?
Okay, 10 o'clock. We're going to use event
It's starting to get crazy.
08495. 08495.
4714.
4714.
So that they're on for Wrigley Field.
They're on the event 3.
And I'll be switching over.
Okay, 10 o'clock.
83 David.
83 David.
Please commit me and 83 Charlie. Can we get a 55th in the red line?
Alright, take 09172. 09172.
7383 George.
The wind is starting to pick up over here. You see that there?
George.
Let me get a number for Sergeant A. Turn south.
Take 09177. 09177.
87 Adam.
87 Adam.
Can you show me riding the bus? 79th and Damon going westbound.
There we go. See the wind right there?
43.
Alright, take 09194. 09194.
There you go. You see the wind starting to kick up here? We're right by the lakefront here.
83 Henry.
For Chicago Red.
I see that there.
All right, take 09200. 09200. 83 Ida. 83 Ida. Number 6 Sergeant Division Red. Take 09203. 09203.
326.
3326.
Be advised, at about 5612
I heard
New
that.
England, a tree, 383 boy.
83 boy.
1388 boy.
88 boy.
Riding train 7163 from Logan to Jeff Park.
Take 09261. 09261. 09261.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
7383 ready.
7383 ready.
Form check, red line at Roosevelt, please.
Take 09278. 09278.
Sunny out, Sal. It's sunny out. What happened to the storms? But man, I got an idea. We're gonna go check out someplace and see how bad it is somewhere. We're gonna go out on the lake. How about that? That's what we're gonna go do. There's a big crowd over there by the 7-Eleven. Oh, what's going on today? I think people are running out of money. I think they're making these batches of, man, look at that road, it's bad. They're making these batches of drug to be highly addictive, and then it wears out, and it makes people all
That number for train ride from
messed up.
Airport at the Blue Line.
Take 09337. 09337.
I think that's what we're experiencing, a very bad drug epidemic like during the crack times. But I think this stuff is worse. Yeah, what are you doing, man? Why are you all jacked up? You don't even have a front plate and you're beeping your horn.
The female caller to the female bus driver is being threatened by a male on the bus. He's a male black Gucci hat, Nike shorts. Last seen southbound on Racine, unknown weapons. Your caller is no longer on the bus.
Bus driver being threatened on South Racine. Indiana plates.
The female caller to the female bus driver.
Citywide Brigade reports a shots fired, 43rd King Drive, King Drive 43rd. Car station hearing multiple gunshots going off.
59th on Racine, right?
Towards Cottage Grove. No further information. No clear.
100 South Racine, 6900 South Racine. The female
69.
caller to the female bus driver is being threatened by a male on the bus. He's a male black with a Gucci hat, gray top, Nike shorts. 833.
Female bus driver is getting threatened by a male in a Gucci hat. 6900 South Racine.
Alright, that's going to be 09360. 09360.
43rd. Car station hearing multiple gunshots going off. Car station sounds like they're moving towards Cottage Grove. No further information. Sounds up clear.
This one coming up.
It's in tune. 7335. 43rd King Drive. King Drive 43rd.
43rd and King Drive, shots fired.
Car station sounds like they're moving towards Cottage Grove. No further information. Sounds up clear.
83. 83. My number for Jackson Red Line. Alright, that's going to be 09360. 09360.
SubX detail.
Sure, simple.
Shots fired at 43rd and King Drive going towards Cottage, right? Shots fired at 43rd and King Drive going towards Cottage. Let's listen to the news, right?
But outbound, still pretty tight in spots between 47th and the Split. It's a 32-minute trip to get out.
Windy,
57's all right either way, but the Bishop Ford outbound now filling in from 115th to 130th. We have a vehicle just crashed into the wall. Sounds like the two right lanes now blocked. 25 out, but inbound still in the clear. Your next traffic reports at 5:08 on News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
We're kind of in the middle of the storm earlier and one that's expected later on this evening. We've got calm conditions right now, but we do have a tornado watch until 9 tonight. There's a concert going on at Wrigley Field tonight, Mumford & Sons. They've already announced that is going to be delayed, but no word on when gates will open or if the concert will go through. That's when we're expected to see that next storm. 76 degrees now at 4:59.
Featuring the news that matters and breaking news at any time. This is Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Coming up in the next half hour on News Radio WBBM, we're on Weather Watch. We're going to check in with AccuWeather to see what to expect tonight.
This is Mike Krauser. Ground is broken on a $400 million project to bring Lake Michigan water to some western suburbs.
And after stalled talks between the U.S. and Iran, President Trump now says a final deal is close and could be signed as early as this weekend in business.
I'm Tom Busby with Bloomberg. Wall Street surging higher on hopeful words from President Trump about the war in Iran. The Dow today shooting up 930 points. The Nasdaq up 640. The S&P up 127.
It is 5 o'clock. From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. After weeks of stalled talks between the U.S. and Iran, President Trump announcing a final deal is close, he says, and could be signed as early as this weekend. ABC's Louis Martinez says the president called off his threat to carry out new military strikes tonight and says Iran has been taking a pounding.
What does he mean by pounding? Well, he's talking about the airstrikes we saw last night. And there was a lot of telegraphing about these airstrikes. So you normally don't hear in advance that the United States is going to be carrying out military action, but you heard both the president and Defense Secretary Hegseth talking about these actions taking place, and that there was a rationale for it, which was to get Iran towards moving along with the talks that have been stalled for weeks.
Stocks surging and oil prices fell on hopes of a possible peace deal. The president has nominated former SEC chair and current U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton to be the next director of national intelligence. Bill Pulte, tapped as acting DNI director, is receiving bipartisan pushback, including failed votes today to extend FISA's critical surveillance tools set to expire tomorrow. Here's ABC's Catherine Falders.
Of course, the House and the Senate have both left, so we'll have to see. But this is what's very clear about this is Trump and the White House understanding that FISA wasn't going to get through by the end of the week, and that even though Trump was saying that Bill Pulte was serving an acting role, that really wasn't going to do him any favors on Capitol Hill. He needed to make a decision, and he needed to make a decision on this quickly.
At the Pentagon today, a partial lockdown earlier has been lifted. Hazmat crews responding to a potential air quality incident at the facility. That issue triggered by sensors. The Pentagon says tests determined it was a false alarm. The World Cup officially underway. Mexico beating South Africa in the first match today in Mexico City. Tomorrow night, the first U.S.-hosted match takes place in Los Angeles, the U.S. taking on Paraguay. You're listening to ABC News.
Hi, I'm Jack Arnold from Arnold Electric.
And I'm Jack of Aldrich.
Oh, by the way, if you don't know where I'm at Navy Pier. They got a nice... you can see that there. I'll put it that way. You can see the beautiful boats. They got like a boat parking there. So you can actually come to Chicago and never touch the land. You can come here with your expensive boat They got a hotel here in Navy Pier. You can take an Uber to eat, and you're done. Look at those are really expensive boats. You want to see? I'll show you that. Those are $1 million boats. See that there? Now this just started here this year. This marina. Wow, look at that silver one there. See that one there? It's pretty wild, huh? See that there?
Some more severe thunderstorms on the way. We had some rain earlier, and we're watching another system moving on in from the west. A severe weather system due to arrive in Chicagoland soon. Here with what we can expect from the storm and when is AccuWeather meteorologist Carrie Schwindenhammer.
Yeah, we're going to break in the action as we've been talking about. A little bit of a quiet respite, if you will, from the severe weather that is on the way. We had one batch move on through a little bit earlier on this afternoon. That's pretty much just a cluster of showers right now across southwest Michigan. More storms, though, stretching from now near Rockford on southward, heading down toward portions of central Illinois as we speak. The activity is still taking its time as it moves eastward. It's more of a northeastward push of these storms with time.
See, look at these big boats.
Over the next hour or so, we may start to see some spotty thunderstorm activity trying to pop up in some of the northern and western suburbs. Already toward Woodstock now, seeing some of these storms approaching from the west, some lightning there as well. It's going to be primarily a heavy rain threat for most. However, there is still that possibility that there could be some damaging wind gusts and large hail, even a tornado with some of these storms that move on through. We're going to have to keep an eye on as we head into the evening, how this all evolves to see if we get kind of more of an organized.
That's some expensive boats there, huh? Those are expensive ones there, man. You gotta have a lot of money to have one of them.
Right now, not much in the way of warnings being found. A lot of lightning, though, across northern Illinois. And that's certainly something that we can count on, especially from Chicago on north, as these storms start to get a little bit closer to our area. Back to you.
All right, Carrie, thanks so much. Meantime, the cleanup continues from last night's storms. ComEd says 2,000 crew is working today to restore electricity. Some people's cables out in the northwest suburbs and southwest suburbs after this week's storms with more
pretty wild, huh?
Across the country. As it stands now, roughly 131,000 people across the Chicagoland area are without power in about 4,600 active outages.
The breeze was nice last night.
Clerk for southwest suburban Palos Heights, which had many downed trees and loss of power.
I've lived here most of my life, and I've never seen.
Is that really expensive boats there, huh? That one has glass on the bottom or something. See that?
Our public works department that have been nonstop. What I've noticed most is friends, family, neighbors coming out and helping each other.
Lots of downed branches and some trees uprooted from last night. ComEd says some area homes and businesses may not have their power restored until late Saturday night or even later than that. Residents in northwest Indiana also have been affected. NIPSCO says about 4,500 customers there are still without power. Ground is broken on the nearly $400 billion Waterlink project. It's going to affect residents.
Look at that boat. That's a pretty wild-looking boat, huh? See that one there?
Follows an 11-year effort to bring Lake Michigan water to the growing west suburban communities. The 30-mile pipeline, when completed, will end their reliance on a local aquifer that could be depleted by 2050, potentially affecting nearly 90,000 families. While residents are expected to see water rates.
This is the Navy Pier Marina. So if you got a boat, you can bring your boat here, park it, come up the Navy Pier, leave. You never need to touch the water. You never need to touch downtown. You never need to go to downtown, be part of any crime, anything, man. You hear this is all isolated.
The Bears to stay here in Illinois.
It was my firm belief something was going to get done.
The Charles State House Republican
Navy Pier Marina.
He was apparently as surprised as the rest of us that the legislature's spring session ended without consensus on incentives to encourage the Bears to build their next home stadium in Arlington Heights.
We need to do something now, not only for the Bears, but for all property taxpayers.
You guessed, he says he's putting the finishing touches on a proposal combining elements of the mega projects bill that passed the House with changes for local governments and school districts that want to raise property
some nice
taxes
stuff in
or sell
Chicago.
bonds.
And
Those
some people
changes
got
are
some
aimed at
money.
increasing public attention,
Navy
which
Pier
he suggests
Marina.
would bring that property tax relief.
5:05 p.m. June 11,
He intends to
2026.
introduce his proposal in the next few days, but acknowledges he has not spoken with Democratic leaders who control both houses of the legislature. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 1059, WBBM.
It is 5:08 now. Time to check in on the roads. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. How are things moving, Mike?
Oh, not great. If you find yourself on the outbound side of the Bishop Ford, things are jamming up pretty quickly here from just before 111th Street down to 130th Street. We have a multi-vehicle crash. 4 vehicles involved with this one. We've got your 2 right lanes blocked. Sounds like there may be some injuries involved here as well, so likely take a while to get it all cleaned up. Right now, a 30-minute trip out to 8094. Inbound, surprisingly, no papers delay, just 13 minutes into the day in Ryan. We do have some good news. On the Edens, on your outbound side, we had an earlier crash near Toohey. That's off on the shoulder, so 27 minutes out to Lake Cook and 40 if you're coming inbound. On the Kennedy inbound, heavy spots take you from Cumberland the whole way into the Janesville interchange. 1 hour, 7 minutes in from O'Hare, just 45 to make it out. Looking at I-90, that's the O'Hare extension. You're doing fine either way. The Eisenhower inbound still pretty tight. This is in spots from Yorkville the whole way to the Janesville interchange. 1 hour, 12 minutes in from I-90. It's 57 to make it out. On Stevenson, starting to improve now. 58.
Dude, you're backing up, bro.
45 to make it out. The Dan Ryan inbound's fine, but outbound it is still pretty tight between 51st and the split. That makes it 20 minutes on your outbound side. The 57 is doing okay either way. To Sabo
It was backing up and there's somebody there.
Park and again at Chicago Avenue. Your tollways, nothing out of the ordinary here. Northwest Indiana, 8094 westbound, still pretty tight in spots from 65 all the way over to Kennedy Avenue.
Getting on Lakeshore Drive, that's too busy right
Traffic centers at 518.
We're going to go back in.
1059 W.
All right, Mike, thanks. We've got a tornado watch in effect until 9 this evening. We're watching another system moving on in. Right now, we've got calm weather. Could get that next system of storms probably in the next hour or two. We'll keep you posted all evening. Right now, 75 at O'Hare, 76 Midway, 75 Lakefront, 73 in Waukegan.
Maybe bad signal.
How do you make your kitchen better? You make it bigger.
Is it better now, Ms. Zedor?
At Normandy Remodeling, harness award-winning kitchen design paired with extensive construction expertise to finally make your new kitchen the size it was meant to be. The size you always wanted it to be. Just a few extra square feet frees up room for an inviting island, a charming breakfast nook, or enough badly needed space to open your oven comfortably. Your Normandy designer will listen to your frustrations, your wants,
Is that
and
better?
your desires to help you create a unique, customized kitchen that goes far beyond your expectations. Personal touches abound, from a unique tile or bold quartzite countertop to storage areas crafted for how you use your kitchen.
Is that better now? Not yet.
Yes, in tune citywide, we're getting person with a gun, 45th and Calumet. The male's gun, RSA they approached her car, no further information.
There's no signal here or something. Oh, I see it. It's bad. Yeah, I see it. It's like that. And that's the signal right there. I see it. Alright, we're going to have to shut it down and start a new feed. How about that? We'll shut it down and restart.